How's it going today, guys? Welcome back to the lair, and today we're going to be doing this workshop Rise and Revolt event. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at all of the decks and real quickly, and then we'll start one at a time and we'll go through play each one. So we have Saproling Swarm here. On the low end, we have 3 fungal infections. For 1 swamp, target creature gets -1/-1 until the end of the turn, and then we can create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. So a little bit of dual benefit there. I have 3 Doom Dissenters. It's 1 colorless, 1 swamp, 1/1. When Doom Dissenter dies, you create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So another added value there. Costly Plunder, 2 copies. 1 colorless, 1 swamp. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you sacrifice an artifact or a creature, and we draw 2 cards. Little card draw there. Vicious Offering, 1 colorless, 1 swamp. Kicker, sacrifice a creature. Target creature gets -2/-2 until the end of turn. If the spell was kicked, that creature gets -5/-5 until the end of turn. And then 3 Saproling Migrations, 1 colorless, 1 swamp. Kicker 4, create 2 1/1 green Saproling creature tokens. If this spell was kicked, we create 4 of those tokens instead. On to our 3 drops, 3 copies of Deathbloom Thalid, 2 colorless and 1 swamp. When Deathbloom Thalid dies, create a 1/1 green Saproling creature token. And then we have 3 Yavimaya Sapper, 2 colorless, 1 forest, 2/2. When Yavimaya Sappered enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 green Saproling creature token. Then we have 1 copy of Slimefoot the Stowaway, 1 colorless, 1 swamp, 1 forest, 2/3. Whenever a Saproling you control dies, Slimefoot the Stowaway deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain 1 life. And then you can pay for and create a 1/1 green Saproling creature token at any time. On to the 4 drops. We've got 2 copies of Thalid Omnivore for 3 colorless and 1 swamp, 3/3. We pay 1, sacrifice another creature. Thalid Omnivore gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn. If a Saproling was sacrificed this way, we gain 2 life. 1 copy of Whisper, Blood Liturgist. 3 colorless, 1 swamp, 2/2. Tap, sacrifice 2 creatures. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's pretty nice. 1 copy of Twilight Prophet, 2 colorless, 2 swamp, 2/4. Flying, ascend. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have the City's Blessing, reveal the top card of your library and put it into your hand, and each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the card's converted mana cost. Got 3 copies of Poison Tip Archer, 2 colorless, 1 swamp, 1 green, 2/3. Reach, Death Touch. Whenever another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life. I used to have so much fun with this back in old standard. You can just by board wiping yourself, you could just wipe the opponent, but really fun. Missed that card. Rite of Bezelnock, 2 colorless, 2 swamp. It's a enchantment saga. The first part says create 2/0/1 black cleric creature tokens. The second is the same, and then on the third, we create a 6/6 black demon creature token with flying, trample, and at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice another creature. If you can't, this creature deals 6 damage to you. 1 Path of Discovery. Love this card. Excuse me. Love this card as well. The 3 colorless, 1 forest. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it explores. It's fantastic. And 2 Spore Swarms. For 3 colorless, 1 forest, create a 3/1/1 green Saproling creature tokens. And then on to the 5-drop, 1 copy of Tendershit Dryad. Wish we had more. 4 colorless, 1 forest, 2/2. Ascend. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 green Saproling creature token. And then Saprolings you control get +2/+2 as long as you have the City's Blessing. And then at the top end, Torgar, Famine Incarnate, 6 colorless, 2 swamps, 7/6. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may sacrifice any number of creatures. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each creature sacrificed this way. And when Torgar, Famine Incarnate enters the battlefield, up to 1 target player's life total becomes half their starting life total, rounded down. And then 1 copy of Verdant Force. Love this card. 5 colorless, 3 forests, 7/7 at the beginning of each upkeep. Create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. And then the land, we have 10 swamp, 10 forest, 4 foul orchards, and 1 copy of Woodland Cemetery. The deck is running 20 creatures with a 3.2 converted mana cost, running 25 lands. I don't know if this is going to be the most competitive out of the 3, but I think it's going to be one of the more fun ones. So let's hop into some games and see how we do. Okay. Start off with the Sapling Swarm. And let's get into some games. Alright. First opponent, Homer. Alright, my opening hand, I have 2 Swamps, a Vicious Offering, a Torgar. I like the top end, but unfortunately with no green, I don't know if I can keep this, and this hand looks like it has a little bit too expensive cards to keep, so we're going to have to mulligan. This looks much better. I have a decent kind of 3-lander, Fungal Infection, Doom Dissenter. I think this is the keep here. So I will definitely be keeping my lands, and I guess I drop a Spore Swarm. Okay. Opponent plays... We're on the play. Okay, so I'll start off with the Foul Orchard. Here I think we just play the Doom Dissenter. Smack him first. And I'll play the Yavimaya Sapper. Don't mind him wasting the lightning strike on that because we still create it regardless. This deck has a lot of recursion between the threats coming back and when we have a lot of enter the battlefield effects. Opponent seems to be stuck on land. Yeah, I think we just play out our death here. Okay. Spore Swarm on the alright. Oof. I think we just go in here. Now he loses the Bogger, and we get a Sapling anyways. I thought he would be blocking the Death Bloom. Alright, let's go ahead and smack him. Opponent's in some trouble here. Do I play? Yeah, I'm gonna just play out the Poison Tip. I don't think it's gonna live, but if it does, will be very nice. And like I said, we do have some ways to bring back our creatures. That Whisper card. that the only way? I guess that's the only way we're bringing back creatures. It's fine. I mean, we only have one copy anyways. The opponent is not sure what he's doing right now. Well, while we have a moment, I'd just like to thank everybody for stopping by and watching. And, you know, if you enjoy what you see, please like and subscribe. It's free and it helps me out so much, helps the channel out so much. And, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Well, I think our opponent is off reading some poetry or something like that. Has to do something here. I don't think that's gonna be it. I think I wait to do this. Alright, well that was a little bit easier than I first imagined. I think our opponent got land screwed there. Nice. Some extra gem action. Let's go ahead and hop into another one. And then we'll go try the next deck. Opponent, Thrakesh. Thrakish. Alright, I've got a nice 3-lander here. I've got 2 costly plunders. Could work. This deck's running 25 lands, so I don't know. Because these cards will be dead in our hand if we don't pick up something else. I don't know if I can keep this. I'm gonna mulligan this. This is better. We will drop the swamp. Got a little bit of everything here. I'm gonna start off with the Doom Dissenter. Alright. E2 Lava Runner. So here I play Doom Dissenter. No sense in blocking there. Opponent will probably kill us anyways. Our Doom Dissenter. Or he can play. Alright, so what's the move here? I think Yavimaya Shepherd here is good. No sense in attacking in here because the opponent has a Enigma Drake that can still block. I like to get some more cards out of my opponent's hand before I play Poison Tip Archer, because otherwise I feel like it's gonna die right away. Doesn't kick it though. time to play the poison tip. Yep. And I'm gonna hold up. I'm gonna hold up for the double block if we need to. One more instant or sorcery right there. I don't mind trading here. Don't want to take 6 damage. I do get a zombie to replace. These Enigma Drakes, though, are definitely a problem. And we draw a land. Okay, well. Foul Orchard. I guess we just attack. Really. I feel like looking at the deck list that this deck is definitely going to be the strongest with all the flyers. Okay. I guess Death Bloom. And offer the trade. Opponent's just completely outvaluing us right now with these Enigma Drakes. Alright. I think we're dead. Good game. Not really much we could do there, just a better deck in general. But we did win that first match with the Sapling. So let's hop into the next deck, Strength in Numbers. I believe that this is the weakest of the decks. Well, no, I take that back. This might be the second strongest, but let's get into it. So we have 3 Leonin Vanguards for 1 plains, 1/1. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures, Leonin Vanguard gets +1/+1 until the end of turn, and you gain 1 life. 2 Cavalry Drill Masters, 1 colorless, 1 plains, 2/1, and then 1 Cavalry Drill Master enters the battlefield. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike until the end of turn. And then we have 2 Mortar of the Dusk for 1 colorless, 1 plains, 2/1. When Mortar of the Dusk dies, create a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink. 3 copies of Goblin Instigator, 1 colorless, 1 mountain, 1/1. When Goblin Instigator enters the battlefield, we create a 1/1 red Goblin creature token. Little token generation there. 3 copies of Lightning Strike, 1 colorless, 1 mountain. Lightning Strike deals 3 damage to any target. And then on to the 3 drops. Kinjali Sunwing. Love this card. 2 colorless, 1 plains, 2/3 flying. Creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. So good. Mentor of the Meek. 2 colorless, 1 plains, 2/2. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1. If you do, we draw a card. So get some value there with all the smaller creatures coming into play. Got 3 copies of Militia Bugler. 2 colorless, 1 plains, 2/3 vigilance. When Militia Bugler enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with power 2 or less from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. 2 copies of Boggart Brute for 2 colorless and 1 mountain, 3/2 menace. Nice little body there for 3. Got 1 copy of Make a Stand, 2 colorless, 1 plains, instant. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible until the end of turn, maybe for like a final push. 1 Active Treason, 2 colorless, 1 mountain. Gain control of target creature until the end of the turn. Untap that creature, it gains haste until the end of turn. And then 2 copies of Trumpet Blast, 2 colorless, 1 mountain. Attacking creatures get +2, +0 until the end of the turn. A little buffer. Onto the 4 drops here, we've got 2 copies of Paladin of the Bloodstain for 3 colorless and 1 plains, 3/2. When Paladin of the Bloodstain enters the battlefield, we create a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink. 1 Leonin War Leader, 2 colorless, 2 plains. Love this card too, back in old school standard. 4/4, whenever Leonin War Leader attacks, we create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink that are tapped and attacking. Captivating Crew, 1 copy, 3 colorless, 1 mountain. 4/3, 3 colorless, 1 mountain, gain control of target creature an opponent controls until the end of turn, and then untap that creature. It gains haste until the end of turn, and then activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. And then we have 2 copies of Hieromancer's Cage for 3 colorless and 1 plains. When Hieromancer's Cage enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Hieromancer's Cage leaves the battlefield. 1 Inspiring Charge for 2 colorless and 2 plains. Creatures you control get +2, +1 until the end of turn. And 3 copies of Heroic Reinforcements, 2 colorless, 1 red, 1 plains. Create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens, and until the end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain haste. Nice little finisher there as well. 1 Siege Gang Commander, 3 colorless, 2 mountains, 2/2. When Siege Gang Commander enters the battlefield, we create 3 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, and then we can pay 1 colorless and 1 mountain, sacrifice a goblin, and Siege Gang Commander deals 2 damage to any target. I mean, we have some goblins with Goblin Instigator, but I don't know, this card doesn't really make sense to me in this deck. Anyways, Burning Sun's Avatar, 3 colorless and 3 mountain, 6/6. It's a great card, but once again, I don't know why they're including it in this deck. When Burning Sun's Avatar enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to target opponent or planeswalker, and 3 damage to up to 1 target creature. Okay. And then for our lands, we have 10 plains, 9 mountains, 1 clifftop retreat, and 4 stone quarries. We're running 23 creatures with a 3.0 converted mana cost and 24 lands. So let's hop into some games and see how we do. Switch up. Switch it up to... Yep. Swap out ours for the strength and numbers. Like... Alright, our opening hand, I've got a 3-lander, Clifftop Retreat's very nice. Reinforcements, I've got 2 big buff spells. I don't know if I'm gonna mulligan this. This is not much better. Okay, we keep. I'm gonna drop a stone quarry. Okay, opponent's playing the Golgari deck. El Bado. Okay. There's another cliff top. That's nice. Start off with the stone quarry because it comes into play tapped. Okay. No other drops here. I'm gonna go ahead and play out of plains because we have more plains in our cards than and our casting cost than mountain. Here I play Clifftop. So here I think I play in Militia Bugler. I want to save our Leon. Oh, I guess we'll pick up another militia. Bugler. That's not good. All right. So here I militia bugler again. I guess we do Goblin here. And we'll play our Yeoman Vanguard life. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do to attack in now. Poison Tip Archers kind of got us on lockdown. So this deck seems to be all about burst damage. So we want to build up a board and then just attack in. We don't want to wait too long because Poison Tip, whenever another creature dies, that means our creatures and their creatures. So they can get double triggers potentially. Okay. So here, I think we just Goblin Instigator here. And then really want to waste this is quite a lame anyways. I'm going to just go in here with the Militia Bugler. He takes the 4 damage, that's very interesting. Cavalry Drill Master. It's interesting, I would have gone for the Leonin. Maybe he has another one? Yeah, he's looking at it now. Alright, we pick up another Leonin. I think here I do Paladin. Do another Leonin. Okay. Got a nice board presence here. Gaining a little bit of life. Waiting for that one pump spell of the many that we have, or maybe like a Heroic Reinforcements. Something to kind of like punch through. But then again, man, that Poison Tip Archer, man, he just... Yeah, I think that actually might be good for us because I can steal Torgar. Or do I steal Poison Tip? Well, that gets rid of... Okay, we can just chump block him. Or we could push here. Yeah, watch this. I'm gonna gain control of Torgar. And then we just go in. See how he feels about that. Not blocking. I was gonna say. And that should be enough to push through for the win. The only way that we can win is by building up a bigger board than our opponent with this type of deck. Going in for... I was going to say, I don't think that's a smart idea. Maybe. Come on in. I'll let you attack me. Yes. Yeah. I'm just thinking about it. Alright. Well. Opponent has 4 blockers, 2 of which can kill. I have... Yeah, honestly, I think I go in, and then I go in again. That's our only choice, really. He gets this flyer. He goes in with the... I keep saying Trogdor. Torgar. Yeah. I assume he's going to be blocking the Leonin. You have to sacrifice a creature. Alright. There he goes. Now he's blocking, right? I am very interested in getting rid of these because he's going to have to sacrifice for Rite of Vessel. Hey, he's getting low. We might have him here. He's one off from kicking the Saproling. What's it? The Saproling migration. Going to Doom the Center. Okay. And that's really bad. Please go in, yes. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, this might do it. So we go in with everybody. Hit next. And got him. Alright, excellent, excellent. Go ahead and play one more of this, and then we'll hop into the third deck. Got a nice 3-lander here with a Clifftop Retreat. I think it's funny, out of the 2 games I played, this has been in my opening hand, even though we only have 1. I've got a Leonin into a Boggart Brute into a... This looks fantastic. We're going to keep this. I'm going to go ahead and lead off with the Plains, so I can play out our Leonin Vanguard. Fungal infection here. Or not. Okay. I play Clifftop Retreat, smack. Next turn will be Boggart Brute. Into Doom the Center. Okay. I think here I play the Cavalry Drill Master instead. Go ahead and give the Leonin. Smack him. Next turn will be Boggart Root. Waiting for a fungal infection for our friend here. And he goes in with the Doom Center. Or he's there, you go ahead and have it. Alright. I think here I play Boggart Root. Let's get the activation. Yep, and I think I just want to sacrifice this guy. Yep. I'm down trading. Totally down trading. I'm tempted to play Heroic and Reinforcements here, but sacrifice. Okay. I guess let's just let's build a board here. Let's build a board and I'm not interested in attacking this turn. However, next turn, possibly plunder. Paolo Fu. All right, well. Not sold on that, but I mean, you know, a win is a win. I'll take it. All right, so let's take a look at the third and final deck here. We have Wrath of Mages. I think this one is going to be the most competitive between the board control and the flyers. But let's get into it. So on the 1-drops, we've got 3 copies of Gitu, Lava Runner, 1 mountain, 1/2. As long as there are 2 or more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, Gitu Lava Runner gets +1/+0 and has haste. 3 copies of Shivan Fire, 1 mountain. You can kick it for 4 extra. Colorless. Shivan Fire deals 2 damage to target creature. If the spell was kicked, you deal 4 damage instead. 1 copy of Banefire, X colorless, 1 mountain. Excuse me. Banefire deals X damage to any target, and if X is 5 or more, this spell can't be countered and the damage can't be prevented. Nice game ender right there. 1 Mystic Archaeologist for 1 colorless, 1 island, 2/1, and then we can pay 3 colorless and 2 islands and draw 2 cards. And that ability can be activated at any time. So if we put him on the board late in the game, we can take advantage of the ability if we have them on available, which is nice. 3 copies of Vaudalian Arcanist, 1 colorless, 1 island, 1/3, tap, add colorless, spend this mana only to cast instant or sorcery spells, which we have plenty of in this deck. 2 copies of Blink of an Eye, I love this card, 1 colorless, 1 island. We can kick it for an additional 1 colorless and an island, so that's 4. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If the spell was kicked, we also draw a card, which is fantastic. 3 copies of Disperse, 1 colorless, 1 island. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Just slowing down the game. Could be dangerous if you're playing the Sapling deck because then they could recur extra tokens. 2 copies of Lightning Strike, 1 colorless, 1 mountain. Lightning Strike deals 3 damage to any target. And then 1 copy of Entrancing Melody, so funny. X colorless and 2 islands, gain control of target creature with converted mana cost X. On to the 3-drops, I have 2 copies of Aven Windmage, 2 colorless, 1 island, 2/2 flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Aven Windmage gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. So he gets pumped by most of the other stuff that we're playing in this deck. 2 Gutter Snipes. This card is retarded if it stays on the board, especially when you're instant sorcery heavy deck. 2 colorless, 1 mountain, 2/2. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Gutter Snipe deals 2 damage to each opponent. 3 copies of Enigma Drake, 1 colorless, 1 island, 1 mountain, 0/4. Flying. Enigma Drake's power is equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. Once again, this card can just get out of hand, especially in this type of deck. 2 Fight with Fire, 2 colorless, 1 mountain. We can kick it for 5 colorless and an additional mountain. So that's 6, 7, 8, 10. Fight with Fire deals 5 damage to target creature. If the spell was kicked, it deals 10 damage divided as you choose among any number of targets. Instead, I mean, that's amazing, but 10 mana is... I doubt we'll be using that anyways. Here we go. Repeating Barrage for 1 colorless and 2 mountain. Repeating Barrage deals 3 damage to any target. And then Raid for 3 colorless and 2 mountains. Return Repeating Barrage from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only if you attack with a creature this turn. Shouldn't be too hard. We have a lot of flyers. On to the 4 drops. I have 1 copy of Rowdy Crew for 2 colorless and 2 mountains. 3/3 trample. When Rowdy Crew enters the battlefield, we draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards at random. If the two cards share a card type are discarded, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Rowdy Crew. This one I'm not sold on. I could see like an Ox of Agonis in place of that. I don't know if they're just sticking to all historic. But yeah, I don't know about this card. 3 copies of Sif, 3 colorless, 1 island, draw 3 cards, then discard a card. And then at the 5 drop, we have a Salvager of Secrets for 3 colorless, 2 islands, 2/2. When Salvager of Secrets enters the battlefield, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. And then finally, on the top for 6, River's Rebuke. Love this card. So nasty. So nasty. 4 colorless, 2 islands. Return all non-land permanent target player controls to their owner's hand, and we can recur it with... Or am I in the wrong deck? No, I'm in the wrong deck, but yes. Oh no, we can recur with Salvager. On to the mana base, we have 10 islands, 10 mountains, 4 Highland Lakes, and 1 Sulphur Falls. This deck is running 16 creatures with a 2.5 converted mana cost, running 25 lands. So that's very interesting. I feel like the Boros deck that we just played, the lands are a little bit out of whack. Both these are running 25. This one's running 24. Not so sure about that. So let's go ahead and switch our deck and get into some games. Once again, as I said before, thank you all so much for watching. And if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. It's free and it helps out the channel so much. You can also check me out on Twitch at lowercase I, DREMORIAN, for some streaming shenanigans. Okay, so opening hand here, I've got a 2-lander, I've got Disperse, we'll do Dalian Arcanist. This hand looks great. We were running 25 lands, so I got about a 42% chance to draw a land, I believe, yeah. So we keep this. I'm gonna keep this. Okay, pick up a mountain here. Still have no 1-drop, so I'm gonna start off with the Highland Lake. Opponent plays nothing. I think here I play the Dalian Arcanist. I don't believe there's anything that he can do to me if he doesn't have any creatures on the board already. What is it? The Fungal Infection only does -1. here. I think we play Gutter Snipe since we have 2. And plays a Rite of Bezel Knock. Okay. Well, we can go over the top of that. What's the move here? Gonna play an island. Do I think I play Gutter Snipe here. And then I think I disperse the Death Demon there. And then I think I just go face. Yeah. Hoping he blocks with one of his clerics. This is nice because as soon as this activates, we can just kill it. He does have a bunch of chump blockers, but I mean, at least they can't kill our creatures, right? Another Shivering Fire, that's very nice. So yeah, he's gonna be a 6/6. But he won't have to sacrifice a creature until the beginning of his next upkeep. So what's the move here? I think we killed the Death Bloom here. Just kill him. Get some ping action. He's gonna get a 1/1. It's fine. Yep, he gets a 1/1 and then we just go face. And then next turn we can kill the demon. He can't kill any of my creatures either, so I feel good about that. He also can't attack in here. And this demon that's going to be coming out will not have haste, so I mean, I feel pretty good about that. Opponent is deciding to finally block. It's great. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of them tokens. Okay. Opponent has to deal with my creatures, or he's in trouble. He decides to do Spore Swarm. Okay, I guess he thinks his creature's gonna survive. I'll get that 6 damage in. Oh no, he can't. That's right, he doesn't have haste. Alright, so check this. 3, 4, 6. Alright, so here's what we do. Just gonna pay this. Ding, ding, and just like that. Now, he's got 3 4. And as I predicted, like I said, this deck is, I think, is by far the most powerful out of the 3. Top of 1 more. I've no ideas. Love it. Alright, opening hand, I've got a 3-lander, Blink, Sift, Lightning Strike, Rowdy Crew. Well, playing the Boros too. Well, I think I mulligan here, looking for like at least a flying creature. This is better. So which out of these two is the better one? Of course, the Enigma Drake. So we're gonna keep this, and I'm gonna drop the Aven Wind Mage. Unfortunately, it feels bad, but start off with the Highland Lake since it comes into play tapped. Plays a Stone Quarry. Okay. Here, I play out my E2. Next turn will be... Owen's playing a Cavalry Drill Master on the first turn with no target, can't attack. Does that mean he doesn't have a lot of creatures in his hand? That would be very nice, right? Okay. Well... I think we just set up here, so I'm going to play the Voldalian Arcanist, and then we will not attack. Next turn, we will we'll see what happens here. Opponent plays a Murderous Dust. Okay, so he did have creatures. Okay, so pick up a Sulphur Falls here. That's very nice. What's the move here? If I play this, I have 2 mana left. Or I think I just bounce the Mortar here. And I go in with just the Valdian. Going in with the Cavalry Drill Master. Not too concerned about that. Put another mountain. I guess I play Enigma Drake here. And I think I just go in with the Vaudevian Arcanist. Okay. Hold up the Banefire. Obviously, I'd like to cast it later in the game, but depending on what the Faith Romancer's Cage on the Enigma Drake feels bad. But I'm going in with Opponent Opponent's now doing 4 to my 2. If I block the mortar, he gets a 1/1 out of it. If I block the drill master, he gets nothing. Guess we could wait one more turn. Picking up another land. I guess we just go in. Don't want to fall too far behind. I always imagine if Banefire was like instant spell speed. Wouldn't that be ridiculous? Okay, opponent going for nothing. Could also have pump spells in his hand. Alright, we pick up a Lightning Strike. This is good. So Lightning Strike. I'm going to Lightning Strike the Militia Bugler. Lightning Strikes the response. Okay, great. And I think we just hold up the blocks here. I will be blocking the Cavalry Drill Master this time. Opponent could have buff spells in his hand. Lightning Strike again. Well, looks like we lost this one. I kicked the Hieromancer's Cage. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed everything today. We got to play a couple games with each of the decks. I still think that this is a deck it's got the advantage. Had a kind of crappy draw on that last one, but all fun decks, all fun to play. Thank you for watching, and hope you join me tomorrow. I have a really, really spicy deck for you guys. Anyways, have a great day.